Okay, let's roll our shoulders. Little core awareness, core strength, and then close your eyes. Now, let's take your hand on the stomach where you just strengthen. Push the belly out on inhale, or both hands there. Belly in on exhale. So you're expanding the stomach like a balloon. Close your eyes. It's called full yogic breathing. Push the belly out. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Okay, now for some of you, if you're in a wheelchair and need to stay seated, you're going to repeat what we just did, seated. It looks the same standing, but standing version is actually leg strength, called the mighty pose, Utkatasana. So if you need the support of the chair, you're going to bring the hands on the chair standing behind you. Feet are hip width. I might be cutting, sorry, the angles aren't so great. Work with me here. Sorry for the angles. I'm in this Sorrento, Italy hotel, and it's nighttime here, so I shut the shade, but can't see my feet maybe, but my feet are parallel, toes forward, and then you're going to drop the hips. Instead of pushing the chair down to lift up, you're going to exhale, drop the hips to go down. And you're going to go up and down 10 times. You inhale, straighten the legs, exhale, the mighty pose. Inhale up, exhale, drop, kind of like a squat. For those of you that don't need the chair for support, for balance, you can take the arms up on inhale as the hips go down. Exhale, arms lower, standing in mountain. So you inhale, arms up, buttocks down. Exhale, mountain. That's Utkatasana, the mighty pose. On exhale, inhale, Tadasana, mountain. I'm doing it now with my feet wide. You can also try it feet together. It's a little harder. We're going 10 times. If you're seated, you repeat. That's seated version. The seated version's lower core. Standing version, glute and leg. Make sure it doesn't hurt your knees, but you can go even a little lower each time. Good. 8 to 10 times. On the 8th or 10th time, you're going to hold the mighty pose. Leg strength. Hips drop, arms up. If you need support of the chair, you just hold the chair like this for balance. When you come up, you're going to shake it out. Okay, good work. Let's move on to our balance pose. So I'm going to show standing and seated. You can choose whichever one. Okay, so let's try. If you're behind the chair, if you're standing, you're behind the chair, feet together. If you're seated, feet together. I'll show seated in just a moment. Okay, you're going to take if you're standing, you're going to bend your right leg, lift the foot up, and then take the leg back. Take the right arm back. You're going to do your best to reach with the foot. It's called cosmic dancer, and then the foot goes up and back. You may want to lean forward. You can hold your foot. You can hold your pants. I'll show the seated in just a moment. Or you can use a belt, or just like this, hand on the hip. Draw the right elbow back towards the right foot, and then you lift the right foot up. If you don't want the chair, you can work on balance. Take the left hand up. Some of you might be able to hold the foot. Now the seated version, if you don't have chair arms, you're going to sit like kind of your right buttocks hang a little bit off the chair. Okay, and then I want you to see this so you don't fall off the chair. My left hand's on the chair base like that. Can you see? So there's a little room. I'm moving a little bit to the side of the chair so the hand's there. That's for support so you don't fall off the chair. Okay, and then the standing version is the cosmic dancer, Nataraj Asana. And the seated, you drop one knee down, hand on the hip. And then if you can lift the knee up, if you can hold the foot, you can do it from there, seated. Okay, if you have a chair arm, I don't have a chair arm. If you have a chair arm, you won't be able to do that, but you can go like this. Instead, slide your foot under the chair to stretch the psoas. Hands behind you, elbows back to create that back bend and the quad stretch. Same shape. Okay, you're just going to do your best and then you switch sides. So I hope that all makes sense. We're all going to be a little different here. If you can't comfortably stand, you switch sides. You take the left leg. If you have chair arms, just drop the knee down. Hands back. If you don't have chair arms, you can turn to the side and then drop the knee down to stretch the psoas or lift the foot up. Okay. If you're standing, you're moving on to that second side. cosmic dancer. You take the left foot up. You can focus on one point in front of you to help you balance. Some of you might be able to reach for the foot, hold your pants, or actually hold the foot. Okay, you can hold the chair the whole time. If you're working to get off the chair, take the arm up to the sky. Okay, hold and breathe. Shiva. Well, it's one of the Shiva dancer, but it's Nataraj. Shiva Nataraj. Good. Slow breathing. I'm gonna see what you're all doing here. There you go. All kinds of dancers. Seated, standing, some wobbly, some steady. Good work. It's a dancer, so it's okay if you move around, right? It's the symbol of the dance of the soul. Nataraj Asana, the cosmic dancer. Okay, good. Shake it out when you're done. Good work. Let's try the tree. Good old tree. Vrikshasana. So, seated version. You bring your feet together. Same with standing. Let's all bring our feet together. The trick is to focus on one point that's not moving. If you're not standing, you can open the knee like this. Turn your right knee to the right. Right heel behind left ankle. Or the foot can go on the chair base like that. And then palms to prayer, arms up. Okay, if that's too high, you lower the foot down. You're going to do that and switch sides. Those of you who want to stand, bring your foot on, same thing, heel behind ankle, but the only difference, you can have your one hand on a chair. And I actually have a desk here. I'm just going to show you because chair yoga can also be office yoga for those of you in a home office or at work. Instead of the chair, you might like the height of the desk to hold. And you bring the foot to the shin or thigh. One arm can stretch out, and that way you can hold the desk or chair. If you're working to get off the chair or prop, eventually palms join to prayer, focusing the eyes and mind on one point and breathing. Vrikshasana, the last step, the arms can reach for the sky. You're going to work to build up to about 5 breaths. I'm kind of making that up, but about 5 breaths steady is a good goal for standing balance poses. If you're seated, training the mind to focus 5 slow breaths on one point, right? Okay, so let's switch sides. Okay, about 5 breaths, again, is a good goal. But if you hold, even if you do 1 breath, it's useful. So you bring your foot to the shin or thigh. One arm can be out. If you're working to get off the chair, try the prayer pose, hands. And the arms go up, focusing on one point that's not moving. Okay, and about after your 5th breath, you're going to lower down slow and shake it out. Good work. And then we're going to have a seat, either cross-legged on the floor or in your chair. It's up to you. Okay, we're going to actually strengthen and work our arms today, but before we do that, let's just stretch out our IT band. You just did a front thigh stretch, the cosmic dancer. Tree pose, open the hips joint, but this one, pigeon, where you place your foot on the ankle on the thigh, will stretch the IT band. So you flex the foot. Now, if you're not able to get that foot on the thigh, you can hold your pants like that. Just lift it as high as you can. Or place the foot on the floor. Just do your best. If you feel you can go further, lean forward to deepen that stretch. Make sure it doesn't pull on the knee, and then hold and breathe. There's a verse in an old yogic text, and it says, basically the translation is from Sanskrit, is yoga prevents the sufferings which are to come. Okay, switch sides. Preventative. Yoga is preventative medicine. Do these stretches. If you don't have knee pain, keep doing them. You may not get knee pain. If you have knee pain, you want to heal it, work with the pose, don't go too far. But it's yoga prevents the sufferings which are to come. You have to every day, or even every other day, right? Stretch the muscles, move the joints. And you're less likely to have problems if you fall or if you, you're less likely to develop muscle and joint problems. You can spare yourself a lot of suffering and pain just by disciplining yourself to do 5 or 10 minutes of poses every day, every other day. So this is pigeon. Now, if you already have knee pain, you have to modify. But if you don't, this can help it. We're keeping the muscles stretched out, so there's no pain. Okay, and then you sit tall. Let's just massage our knees now. That was pigeon pose. Okay, and then let's close the eyes. Notice your hips and back and legs.